Guys, I have some sad news. Are you ready? I don't have any tissues. I'm sorry. I should have brought some Kleenex on the table. Mitch McConnell announced that he will not be running for re-election in 2020.
No!
Yep. That wasn't... You're an actor, and that was not believable at all.
Really? I can't fake that one. I mean, how old is he? 400? Is he one of the guys that's collecting Social Security because he's 349 years old?
It's close. He's 83.
He's like a turtle. He does look like a turtle.
We're going to have a lack of representation for turtles now. And I'm really worried about that. We need to get on top of it again.
Well, Donald Trump said he was eliminating DEI from all government agencies. So there will be no more turtle inclusion in the Senate now. So he was 7 times elected, longest serving Senate party leader in United States history. And apparently today was his birthday. And he decided, to celebrate his birthday, he would announce to the world that he would not be running for re-election, which honestly was more of a present for us.
Yes. Did he announce this himself, or is this one of his staffers on Twitter? Does he know he's retiring?
Oh, that's a good question, because maybe it was like the Joe Biden coup, where it wasn't him that endorsed Kamala. It was like a random 20-year-old staffer who was in charge of his Twitter account, his X account. Oh, I like that theory.
Ooh. I'm curious.
I'm curious
There's a lot
too
of that
now.
going on. I've heard that staffers are actually who run DC.
Wow. Okay, we should look into this.
Who's in the running for that Senate seat?
Oh, I heard Massey might be running. Is what I read last. Massey was considering a run for it.
Rather great, wouldn't it?
I'm a big fan of Massey.
So I just saw that someone else was putting his hat in the ring, and I can't remember who it is, so I'm going to try to look it up right now. Yeah, it's the AG. It's the AG, the Kentucky AG. What is his name? Daniel something. Daniel Cameron? Ha! Okay. Daniel Cameron said that he is going to run for Senate. And so, I don't know, because if Thomas Massey does too, that's going to be, I mean, listen, that's a good problem to have. Right? If you've got a bunch of really good competition in there, that's great for Kentucky. But I want to let's play some of Mitch McConnell's just
greatest hits. Him falling on the floor as a hit, or?
Yeah. Let's play Glitch McConnell, his greatest hits. Whoa. That was back in 2014, guys. Over 10 years ago.
He was a sprightly 74. Come on.
Running for re-election in 2026.
Hello?
Did you hear the question, Senator?
He's rebooting.
He
You're
is.
going to hear like the Mac sound in a minute.
She's putting in new batteries behind him.
She's put her arm up. She's like, come on, work.
This is what we call the blue screen of death.
Yeah. You know what the sad thing is about this is this man, that's going to be his legacy, is people not liking him. There was a fake, you know what a Dennis account is? There was a Dennis account that came out and said that Mitch McConnell had died a couple of days ago, and everyone believed it.
Oh, I did see that. I did see
The
that.
saddest thing is they wanted to believe it was true, and they said it wasn't. That's this man's legacy. That's sad.
String of.
There it is again.
Look at that lectern.
I'm salivating over the lectern.
Wood.
You're like, I totally would move that. I would move that thing like it's never been moved before.
Grab that thing.
I would tap that thing.
Very lightly, I'm gentle.
Are you good?
Because he knows people appreciate a gentle tapping.
This is actually really sad.
It is sad. It is. Honestly, I mean, I try to make light of it because if you don't, you'll just want to jump off a bridge.
The bloody country.
Exactly.
This is absurd.
Exactly. They're still like.
How are you feeling, Leader McConnell?
I mean,
Again, are we sure he voted for cash?
Yeah.
How are you feeling, Leader McConnell?
This is just, it's so disgraceful that these people they think that their job is to just die in Congress.
Yeah.
It is so disgraceful. I mean, I understand that some of them get to a point where they don't even know where they are anymore, which is clearly the case with him at least part of the time. But I mean, they go into that at a certain point knowing that they're getting older and still just not wanting to give up the power. And it's just so selfish.
Well, we've made politics about voting party line instead of voting the way your constituents said you should vote.
Yeah.
And that's how you get into office. So they're no longer voting for the people who send them there. They're just voting party line.
Right.
Omnibuses get passed and the American people get screwed.
Yeah.
I mean, how can he be in touch with what the American people want?
Exactly right. Exactly right.
You just can't be. And also, there does come a point where, we're all parents at this table. Don't you want to go and play with your grandkids?
I know.
Like you said, it's not just that it's selfish, as in like personally, it's selfish for the family as well. Because imagine what his grandkids are. They're not going to say, "Oh, I've been able to."
His grandkids are probably like 50.
Yes, that's
That's.
So I don't know how much playing he's going to do with them, but maybe his great grandkids.
Yeah. That's funny.
But I mean, so you bring up a great point. And that's what I was thinking about too. We've got this chart that shows how old Congress is and the most represented age groups. Oof. And so the blue is the House and the red is the Senate. And so you go down to the 50 to 59, House 26% is in that age range, Senate 21%, 60 to 69, House 24%, Senate 33%. 70 to 79, House 17%, Senate 28%. And so you look and it's like, I don't want these people making laws for us.
Yep.
That doesn't make any sense. Why are we still subscribing to this program? That's dumb. And so I wanted to run through too some of the oldest representatives and senators here. We've got Chuck Grassley. I'm going to start from the oldest and go down. Chuck Grassley is 91 years old. That is outrageous.
A little crypt keeper in Congress.
Outrageous. He is 91. Okay, Bernie Sanders, 83. How do you even say his name? I don't even know. Jim Risch, 81. He's from Idaho. Angus King, 80. Richard Blumenthal, 81. Ed Markey, 79.
I've got a question for you.
That's nuts.
Here's a question for you. Let's see if Stephen.
Hold on. That's just what the top 7, and I'm only at 70. Like,
yeah, no, it's
I'm only
crazy.
at 79.
Let me ask you a question. At the founding fathers, who was always seen as the old guy? Benjamin Franklin, right?
Mm-hmm.
How old was Benjamin Franklin when the country was founded?
I don't know.
No, I don't know.
Oh.
But I'm asking you to go and ask because most people think, these guys were old. Like, and how old was Alexander Hamilton?
Yep.
You'd be shocked.
And you can adjust for life expectancy as well.
Yeah.
My concern is I also don't want people who are super young because then you get people like Crockett, AOC, and Ilhan Omar.
That's
right.
true.
So there is kind of this double-edged sword. My thought is I want someone who's old enough to have lived enough life to have a good opinion of it, but not so old that they've lived too long to have an opinion of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How old is it? Have you got it?
I'm looking.
Come on,
talking.
Stephen.
Keep talking.
Voice from the gods.
Keep talking.
They were super young is the answer to it. And I think like if you look back, this was the controversy about people talking about Elon's Doge guys coming in at 19.
I don't think he was that young.
I've seen busts of him only with white hair.
John Adams was 40.
Yeah,
So this is Snopes, okay? Snopes.
Don't trust Snopes.
Okay, then I won't say. I'll keep
Yeah, don't you have people to do this for you, Sarah? Don't you have an army of researchers in the back? I've seen the elves when I came in making your merch. Send some of the elves out to get the fact. All right, how old was Alexander Hamilton?
Yeah. Ben Franklin was actually 70.
So, he's still 20 years old,
I know.
20 years younger
I
than
know.
them.
And Chuck Grassley. I know.
20
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
He lived
I know.
a hard life too. That man is.
I can't
that man
believe
is
he
an
lived
OG.
that. I can't believe he was that old because that's old for 1776.
But what I'm saying
was
is,
the
you
beer.
think of him as like this really, really old guy. He'd be a whippersnapper with these guys.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. I'm looking to see if there's any other
the
notable
Doge
ones.
kids who are super young. I mean, they're not. Their job is not to run.
Thomas
Congress,
Jefferson was
right?
33.
So, I mean, you don't think
Father
of
of
them as
17.
being that young.
3 of them with his wife.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What?
Nothing.
Sorry, I'm.
Research.
Play.
Yes. If you like this clip and you want to see the full episode, click here. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, come on, you know you do. Click here.